Stephan. It's so great to have you here today at the Performance Chemical site in Jurong Island. So how's everything going so far?
Yeah, thanks, Jess. It really feels great to be back here. I visited the plant roughly a year ago. So now I heard that the plant is running at full speed. Our production concept is working. We're exporting a lot to the US, so it gives me a good feeling. And in general, I always seize opportunities to come to the plants and sites to talk about safety, to listen to our colleagues, and also to do safety walkabouts. It gives me also a good feeling to see that our teams are fully committed to our safety culture at BASF.
That's great to hear that. So this year, Global Safety Day's theme is Think Safe, Act Safe, Win Together. It's very simple but strong. So when you hear that, what does it mean to you?
If it's about safety, it's not just about procedures. It has a lot to do with the mindset. It has to do with diligence. It's on the one hand side about individual accountability, but also teamwork. It has also to do with visible leadership and acting as a role model as an individual. So if we always think safe and act safe, then we protect ourselves and we also take care of the colleagues working around us. And that's how we win as a team.
So now getting into main discussion, this year we are focusing on two important safety topics, which are line cutting and line of fire. Could you explain why these two topics are so crucial for our teams?
Yeah, sure. Well, last year we experienced one high severity incident related to line cutting and another two near misses related to line cutting. So I would say it's a clear signal that we have to pay more attention to this topic because it's a high risk area. If you think about it, whenever you cut a line and there is the risk that chemicals are still inside, it can lead to fires and explosions. So from that, we have to get the basics right. And this is about starting with the proper risk assessment, doing it very diligently. It's about using the marking tools. It's about checking the drawings. It's about the proper isolation, of course, ensuring there's no material in the pipeline. And last but not least, 4 eyes principle, not relying just on one person doing everything. So that's what I would say is key and instrumental when it comes to line cutting. The second topic is also very important. It's about the line of fire. So we have to be aware that there are risks related to moving objects or the release of energy. If equipment is shifting or if you have, for instance, pressurized hoses, it can pose a high risk. So we have to make sure that we avoid the path of moving objects and we are aware of energy releases and we position ourselves safely whenever we move in a plant area or in a lab. I think that's also a key element, and it starts with our own awareness and taking responsibility for our own actions.
And Stephan, you have often emphasized leadership visibility when it comes to safety. So how does leadership shape safety culture, especially for high-risk tasks?
Mm-hmm. Well, leadership sets the tone. If leaders ask the right questions related to safety, if leaders check on a regular basis that controls are in place, and if leaders make it very clear they pay highest attention to safety, people will notice and they will also make sure they work in a safe workplace and live up to the expectations of our safety culture. It's also clear that you cannot build a strong safety culture through posters and campaigns. It needs more. It needs visible leadership. The daily actions of our leaders is what gives orientation to the entire team. And that is, I would say, key. As a leader, you have to make it pretty clear that safety is not negotiable.
And Stephan, if possible, can you share a story from your side?
Well, as I said, when leaders make it clear that safety is non-negotiable, it sends a very powerful message. So at an early stage in my career, when I was a deputy plant manager in Ludwigshafen, I was in charge of an investment project into a new filling station. And one of the engineers of the vendor company regularly violated our safety rules in the plant. And this sent a very bad example to our team. So I was in the predicament to decide between sending a clear signal that this is not something I can tolerate, but then it would hit the schedule of the project, or I could still go for the project because we were very much under time pressure and we had even customer complaints at the time, and tolerate the misbehavior. I decided for the first. So I sent one engineer home and did not allow him to come back for the rest of the project. And we lost 3-4 times of the valuable project time. But I can tell you the impact this had on my team was amazing. And they really felt I'm serious about safety. It's not something where we are willing to take compromises. And it had a lasting effect on the mindset, but also the safety performance of our plant at the time. It's a personal experience I will never forget, and it shows me this is what we have to do. Show visible leadership and make it clear safety is our first priority.
Thank you for sharing that. I think everybody agrees that procedures are important, but in my opinion, the psychological safety really determines whether people speak up. So how can we create a culture where everyone feels safe to raise a concern?
Yes, Jess, I fully agree. I also believe that psychological safety is a key point when it comes to safety culture. And it's pretty clear if we as leaders are listening and if we show strong, genuine interest in the concerns and the ideas of our colleagues, it will send a message. So we have to respond with respect to the ideas and concerns, take them seriously, and then psychological safety will grow automatically. And you can see that if there is a strong safety performance in a plant or at a site, it has to do with the number of near misses that are being reported, with the openness that colleagues show when it comes to talking about individual mistakes or addressing issues that everyone has seen. This is very important. Without the contribution of every individual, we cannot grow as a company. We cannot be winners in the safety dimension. So it's very important that as a leader, we set the right tone, we act as a role model and create this openness. So for instance, if someone speaks up and says, I think something is wrong, it does not feel right, it does not feel safe, we should not perceive this as a disruption or something that is blocking us, preventing us from doing a good job. The opposite is the case. We should value it. We should appreciate it as a hint to further improve. And this is the right culture, and it starts with psychological safety.
And Stephan, you have visited so many BSF sites across Asia Pacific, including here in Jurong Island. So which aspect of BSF site makes you feel most proud?
What makes me genuinely proud is the many colleagues at our sites and plants that are fully committed and motivated to contribute to our safety culture. I can see it, I can feel it when I talk to the colleagues out there. And this is the strongest foundation you can have in a company to achieve a top safety performance. And it's also very important that we continue, we further reinforce and strengthen this culture. And a very important role play our two initiatives that we have every year, the Global Safety Days and Safety Champions Awards.
And thank you, Stephan, so much for sharing your insight and experience with us today.
Thank you, Jess, and thank you to all our colleagues for your very strong commitment to safety. One thing, please don't forget it. Whenever you see something that does not feel right, something that does not feel safe, speak up. So thank you again, and happy Global Safety Days 2026.